Why do we act? Then what is acting? They say that acting is just plain pretend. But if we pretend that we are acting, then where does acting stop and living begin? Acting is real, but so is faking. And there are fakings that seem awfully nice. Reality sucks, and so does acting. But here we are, and here's my advice. I am a professional actor, member of the Screen Actors Guild. I have so many things to tell you, so get ready for your mind to be filled. Acting is life, and life is a joke. You can't have a fire without having smoke. This is a class, and I am your teacher, so tell me, what do I need to do to reach you?
Welcome, my name is Connor Ratliff. I am a professional actor, and this is Connor Ratliff Presents the Acting Class. This is an ongoing series of workshop performances where we explore what it is to act, what does it mean, what does it matter, why do we act, when do we act, where do we act, how do we act, why do we act. I would ask, I noticed a smattering of secondary applause, a sort of later wave that came through. I do want to ask if people could please hold their applause until the interval. I will indicate when it's appropriate. Laughter is fine. No talking, but occasionally someone might feel like, oh God, or something. You might something. That's fine. I'm not going to get on you unless it's super distracting. But we have had a problem with people wanting to applaud during the show, and I have to forbid it. Because it really destroys the rhythm of what we're trying to achieve here. It is a show, but it's also a class. You don't clap in classes if the teacher says no clapping. You follow the rules when you're in a class. And laughing can be a way of getting around the clap. If you feel the impulse to clap and you can turn it into a laugh, I'm not going to call you on that. So that's a workaround, and it saves wear and tear on your hands. And there are shows, this is obviously a specific thing I'm going for. There are lots of shows that crave applause and they beg for it, and I don't need that. So I haven't done one of these in two halves before, and I wasn't sure exactly what the distinction should be between the first half and the second half. And the thing that I came up with, and don't hold me to this, is that the first half should skim the surface, and the second half can go deep. Now, one of the things I'm trying not to do, and I'm sort of failing at it right now, is I don't want to be pretentious. I really don't want to be pretentious. I took a lot of acting classes when I was younger, and I hated all of them. And I hated them because I felt like they were all about abusing the students. In some ways, by making them feel like what acting was is more important than I think acting is. Mostly it's not that important, but there are people who act like it's very, very important. And I think one of the problems is we look at some of the great actors. You look at Meryl Streep, you look at Daniel Day-Lewis or Denzel Washington, and they do it so well that it does feel like, yes, this is important. When you see Denzel Washington playing Malcolm X, you think, oh, yes, it is important what he's doing. But that's not what most acting is. I had to do a job a few months ago that was, this is painful to talk about. I had to do a job a few months ago that was it was sort of a prank job. I'm not going to mention the brand because we're not about shaming brands here. I want to work again. So I'm going to speak because I hadn't planned on talking about this, and I'm now starting to think maybe I shouldn't. So I'm going to try to I'm going to try to, it was for a mayonnaise company. I don't want to say anything more than that. It's a major brand. Please, it could be any of them, and it's not the one that there was a clip of in that. It could be the same company, but it wasn't the same job. The gist of the job was that they set up a fake sandwich shop, and all day long, real customers would come in, and I would pretend to take their order, and then I would give them a bag that had nothing in it after they waited for a few minutes. And then they'd get mad at me, and I would gaslight them into thinking that I had given them a sandwich. This is not Denzel Washington playing Malcolm X. Now, it was for a good cause. I didn't quite understand it. It didn't light the world on fire as a campaign. But that's what a lot of acting is. A lot of acting is just is what it is. It's a little thing. It's a thing you do for money. It's a thing you do for fun. It's pretending. And I don't know why they made so many people cry in every acting class I ever attended. So I want to talk to a few people in the audience just to get an idea of what your feelings are about acting, what your thoughts are, what your experiences might be. Everyone in the audience who thinks of themselves as an actor, I want you to say, yes, I am an actor. Yes, I'm an actor. Almost all in the back half. Truly surprising. If you do not consider yourself an actor, I want you to say, no. No. Okay, because I don't want to give you too many lines because you're not an actor. So most people here don't consider themselves actors. But a fair number of the people at the back of the room do. Now, of the people who consider yourselves actors, I want the ones who do it for money professionally, who make your living. I want you to say, I am a working actor. Even if you haven't worked in a while, if that's still the track you're on, say it. Yes, I'm a working actor.
Yes, I'm a working actor.
We lost some. And that's fine. Some of the actors don't do it professionally, but they consider themselves an actor because it's not all about the money. That's just one aspect of it. There are lots of productions that are not done for money. They're done for the love of the art. Because you want to do something nice, you want to tell a story, you want to get up on stage. I've done a lot of shows for no money. Some of the best shows I've ever done, but for no money at all. I don't know why I'm talking so much about money. I haven't booked any work this month. But I was supposed to do a commercial with a major motion picture star. And it was the day before we were supposed to film it. And then when a bunch of us were going to be in it, and then we got an email saying he can't make it. And so they canceled the whole commercial. He couldn't make it. He couldn't make it. And then we got money for it. We got a cancellation fee. And it's going to pay my rent. So I got paid to not act for a thing that I could have acted in. And that's just the nature. That's the crazy nature. It's both good and bad because I didn't get into this to get cancellation fees. I got into this because I want to act. I want to act. See, that's acting. Right? That's very simple. I want to talk to somebody in the audience who is a non-actor because you'll be closer. I'll be able to hear you. Anyone here who's a non-actor who'd like to speak to me a little bit, just about your life, just about your relationship to acting. I won't embarrass you. I mean, I don't want to say that because I can't promise that. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. So I realize I've just disincentivized it for a lot of people. Don't point at someone else. Are you going to? What? Are they have a hand? Okay, I couldn't see your hand. I couldn't see your hand. Because I'm right in the bright lights, and that's one of the hazards. A lot of time when I'm on this stage, because it's slightly elevated, I'm just focused on the perimeter. 5% of my brain is just devoted to not falling off the stage. Because nobody wants to be that Kelsey Grammer clip where he goes off. That's not why we got it. Kelsey Grammer didn't get into this business to fall off the stage and have everyone watch it. But we've all watched it. And if you haven't, you should. All right, so you're not an actor.
No.
But you like acting.
I used to act.
You used to act, so you are an actor. You're a former actor.
Sure.
Retired? What? We're gonna delve into this. When did you last act, and why did you stop?
2018 was the last time I acted.
Okay. All right.
And
Mm-hmm.
and didn't need it anymore.
Right. What was the last role that you played?
Oh,
Or what production was it, let's say?
I was an understudy at a major regional theater that I won't name.
Okay, that's fine. An understudy, in case someone doesn't know, you're the person who you have to learn the whole role and then you wait until the person playing the role can't do it for some reason and then you fill in. Did you ever have to fill in?
No. I know. Devastating.
How many lines did you have to learn?
Connor, I was understudying Alice in Alice in Wonderland.
Most of the lines. I imagine there must have been, how many performances of the show? Did you do other things in the production or you were just waiting?
They were like, they said to me that this actor will likely go out because she had been out a lot the year before.
Right, so you were brought in to understudy the role of Alice with the understanding that you are probably going to get some stage time here.
Oh, yeah.
So you're not part of the ensemble that you're going to jump in if needed. You're not like dressed up like a deck of cards or whatever. So are you just in the wings? Where are you in the building? You're in the dressing room?
Sometimes I'm in the building. Sometimes I'm getting drunk and getting called by the stage manager that I might have to go on an act to.
Okay, sometimes in the building, sometimes not. And how many performances?
Over 100.
Over 100. So I imagine there is, I've never had this specific experience, but my guess is that when the performances start, there's a feeling of sort of a countdown that's happening. When will you be Alice? In the 80s, in the 70s, in the 60s, as we count down to 0 performances left?
Yeah.
Certainly in the first half, you're expecting you're going to be Alice.
For sure.
Then you get to that 50 performances in. I'm just using as if there's 100, but you said hundreds.
100.
100?
Yeah.
All right, that's easier. For storytelling purposes, it's easier if it's in. You get to the 50 and you think, my goodness, we're halfway through and not a moment on the stage. Are you rehearsing to keep ready?
Yes, there's pickup rehearsals.
So pickup rehearsals, so you're still working, but you're not, it's not going out to the public, it's private.
Yeah.
It's just process. And then you get down to 40 performances left. 60% of the run is over. And the actor playing Alice is holding firm, holding strong out there in every show. What number would you estimate you started to get genuinely concerned that you would never play this role?
Probably close to somewhere around the 60s.
Oh, so okay. So before the halfway point, you already were seeing the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
And then you get down, you got 10 shows left. 10 shows left. And you're thinking, what are you thinking? Are you thinking, I gotta do something here? It's not unreasonable to think that in a situation like this where you've had to endure dozens of missed opportunities and you're watching from the wings, you see the actor playing the role of Alice. Were they doing a good job? You said, So you weren't impressed. I'm not sure if it's worse if you're looking at them and they're doing a great job because it makes you feel like, well, they don't need me, or somewhere in the middle where you're thinking, well, maybe it would be nice to change this up every now and then. It's not unreasonable to think that you might have a Tanya Harding moment. Not that you'd act on it. That's a Jeff Gillooly moment when you act on it. When I say the Tanya Harding moment, I mean, for me, and this is different, everybody thinks of this differently, but for me, the Tanya Harding moment is when you're thinking of it. The Jeff Gillooly moment is when you start putting it into action. You start making sure that things are happening. We can all have a Tanya Harding moment, that's okay. When you have a Jeff Gillooly moment, and for those of you who don't understand these sports references, they're all easily searchable after the show or during the interval. I'm not here to explain sports to you, but this is one of the few sports things I know about. So you get down to 5 shows left, 4 shows left, 3 shows left, 2 shows left. 2 shows left, you know you're not doing it, right?
Yeah.
Even with 3, you're probably like, there's no chance. With 3, there's a part of me that's thinking, surely this performer will have the decency to sit out. Give me a shot out there. What were your interactions like with the actor playing Alice?
She was nice to me, if not a little bit withholding.
Nice, but withholding. And did you get the sense that she was savoring every moment of being Alice? She appreciated what she had?
No.
She took it for granted. You think this performer just took it for granted? It's just another gig.
There's just so much beef I can't tell you about.
I don't need all the beef, just a slice. Because we don't have time to cover it all. This isn't the whole show, but it is something to think about here, because you get to a point with 3 shows left where you think maybe this actor will have the common decency to maybe. You have a dressing room of your own?
No.
Where would you? Where did you ever put on the costume?
Yeah.
Where did you put the costume on?
In the costume shop.
Okay, in the shop. Did you have a little area that you could be that was your area, like the understudy?
Oh yeah, there's an understudy booth.
Understudy booth?
Yeah.
Describe to me the layout of the understudy booth.
It's like a room, like a soundproof room.
Soundproof room,
But it
so they
has,
can't
like,
hear you
a
crying.
monitor.
You can cry as loud as you want. We put the understudies into this soundproof room because usually once we get about 80 shows in, they start to make loud wailing noises. The sorrow, it's hard because they're performers and they gotta let it out. So we soundproofed it. So a soundproof room, one door?
One door.
One door, where does that door lead to?
Leads to the kind of atrium of the theater.
The atrium of the theater. Is it near the backstage or more like near where people are coming in to go see the show?
Kind of halfway between both.
Halfway between, kind of a purgatory. All right. All right. I'm sorry, I didn't know if I should knock or not. I didn't know if you would hear it because of the soundproofing. I'm sorry. Listen, I know I just wanted to say, I know that we're really getting down to the wire here in terms of the number of shows that are left. Yeah, we're down to the final 5. And I wanted you to know that I gave some serious thought to maybe just, taking a pass on one of these and letting you go out there and really shine. I can't do it. I just can't do it. It's not that the role matters to me. It's just in a general way, because I've played a lot of great roles. Although I think that Lewis Carroll is a fine writer of children's literature. I do like the stories. I have more of an affinity for the works of L. Frank Baum. I think his work goes darker and deeper in a way that I appreciate. Maybe it's just like there's something about it where I feel like Carroll pulls his punches in a way that Baum doesn't. But I don't want to burden you with my thoughts about that. I just wanted to let you know that even though I am putting forth the bare minimum effort out there, I have more in the tank, but I don't think the role calls for it. I wanted you to know that I did consider letting you do a mercy show, or whatever we call it. And I didn't know if I should just keep that to myself, or if it would mean something to you to know that I had thought about it. Okay. All right. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Do you mind if I do a little bit of the? Okay. All right. I just thought it'd be a nice gesture. Maybe I would do a bit of the part for you, just so someone would see it. Okay. No, it's fine. I know you're busy. Okay. All right. Thank you. I do appreciate you saying that. But I want you to know this is the end of my run as an actor. I'm out. And I don't know if you take any kind of joy, whether that's a win for you, maybe that's what you like. But I think there's going to come a point where it haunts you. Because actors are competitive, yes, but we're also a community. There is a strain of humanity that are us. We are the actors of the world, and we have something important to offer. And you've just sidelined one of your own. So do with that what you will. I just wanted you to know what I thought. Since you were so nice about coming in here and telling me what you thought, because you thought it might mean something, maybe that means something to you. Right. And listen, there is so much beef that I could share with the world. And I'm only going to ever share a little of it. But I just want you to know that. So yeah, just close the door, and we don't need to speak again. You've been very nice, and I think this was nice, but this experience has been punishing. Thank you. Close the door, please. Did was that ever? I don't know if that has any resonance for you. Because I don't know you, and I don't know if it's fair to this other actor. I'm just going based on what I know of them from you. But do you have any thoughts?
If you had like a bottle of wine in your hands, that would have been it.
It was on the table. All right, I would like to talk to another non-actor. And a lot of times, the people that I ask who are non-actors turn out to be actors. That's an interesting thing that I've noticed. And someone will say, I'm a non-actor, and I'll say, okay, what do you do? They're like, well, I used to act. Which makes me think that the actors who are still identifying as actors are in the back half, and that we have a lot of secret actors up here near the stage who think they're getting away with something. By sitting close to the stage and telling everybody in the room that you've never been an actor. Is there anyone who truly, truly is a non-actor here? Yes. You're a non-actor? You did this. You went, and then I pointed at you and you went. I don't want to. It's a big room. I don't want to make you uncomfortable, but you have never acted in school for any organization, community group. You think, have you ever been on a stage? Have you ever done public speaking or?
Yes,
public speaking. Don't worry, I'm not trying to trap you into saying, aha. Public speaking. There is an element of acting that can come into public speaking, but if someone gives a bunch of speeches, I don't automatically say, yes, you're a thespian. So when you were in school, would you watch plays in school?
on VHS tapes, not school.
You just watch TV and movies and stuff?
Yes.
You weren't interested if there was a school play happening, you wouldn't go see it? You didn't have school plays? High school. In high school, would you watch a school play? No. I respect this because you're saying, well, we didn't have plays. How could I see them? We didn't have plays till later. Did you watch those? No. Was there something about the idea of a play? Because you're here tonight, so obviously you're not opposed to the idea of someone on stage directing something towards an audience. What was it about the school plays that kept you away?
It wasn't a very like.
It wasn't popular. It wasn't.
Not popular. I wouldn't say popular. It was just not a thing of my kind of world. I grew up in a kind of like religiously closed off society that we did not integrate with school very much.
Okay, so you grew up in a closed-off religious society. did not integrate. Was this a thing in your family, like you will not go see a play?
They didn't say you wouldn't go, but I did go see one play, and my dad said it was only like, hey, let's go see that play.
Okay.
That's a bad thing.
You went to go see a play, and then your father said you shouldn't have gone to see that play because gay kids do plays. And he's not wrong. Like, it's one of those things. It's one of those things. It's interesting about bad opinions that people have that can sometimes also just be true facts. That you can mean something in the wrong way and still it's not like, they do not! How dare he? How dare he? What was the play that you saw?
I think it was actually an opera. I think it was Madame Butterfly.
Madame Butterfly.
I went like 6th grade to the opera.
In 6th grade, you went to see Madame Butterfly, and your father said, this shall not happen again.
He didn't want me to go instead of the play, which he didn't understand that it was not a play.
Did you correct him and say it's not a play, it's an opera? Right, and you're a child, so this is a fight you don't want to have. You're like, no, we're fine. I won't go until. And then once you were an adult, was there a point where you were going to plays became a thing that was like a sense of liberation or freedom?
When I moved to New York the first time, I really liked to go see. I mean, I always loved musicals. I was allowed to watch musicals because in our conservative Disney, conservative religious thing, you see Disney,
Right.
which is a lot of music stuff.
So,
Not go see them, watch them on VHS tapes at home in the living room with your parents.
so you'd watch musicals at home with your parents, but you couldn't go see a play because gay kids do plays. A musical theater in the safety of the family home. And then eventually when you moved to New York, you would go see musicals and things. I mean, so in a way, it wasn't like, like you sometimes will hear stories about people who were completely sheltered, and then when they are able to explore the world, these are discoveries. But you were also being primed. The family was watching musical theater, but the safe way on VHS tapes, where it's less dangerous, because it's already been taped, and none of these people are here in the building. We're in our house, and we're just watching on tape. Did you have a favorite musical that you would watch on tape? Annie. Do you have a favorite part of Annie? Was there a favorite character?
Well, it's the one where the kids sing in the room about their caretakers.
It's a Hard Knock Life. Yes, for us. It's a Hard Knock Life. For us. Yeah. Did you feel? How did you feel as a kid? Did you feel like you had a tough go of it with your parents, or?
Yes and no, but loads of like free ability to run around and do lots of stuff.
You could run around and do lots of stuff.
Unsupervised.
So when you watched Annie, you didn't feel like you had a hard knock life where you were at in your family home.
Yes and no.
Yes and no, but also they're orphans, so
I wasn't an orphan.
yeah. So you had that going for you. What kind of acting do you like now?
I mean, a wide variety. I love comedy. Obviously, that's why I'm here.
Right.
But
I'll try to do something funny at some point.
but also, I still love musicals. I love musicals.
They're great.
Yeah.
They're great. Was there did your dad like any kind of acting?
No.
No. So when you were watching the musicals, he was watching with you or
He
no?
was just okay with them because
He'll let them happen in the room.
Fine, approved, reapproved.
Was there ever anything that was like a movie or a TV show that your dad liked, where you I like watching this acting?
Yeah. It was Ted Bundy, not Ted Bundy.
Hold on, Al Bundy?
I'm trying to think of the name now.
Married with Children?
Yes, that was what it was. Watch it. I could not be in the living room. You watch it when you come in, you turn it on.
Right. This is a twist this is a twist that I was not expecting, and yet I am somehow not surprised that the standards in this house are all over the place. So, don't go to see Madame Butterfly. You're in 6th grade, and this is socially dangerous in this tight-knit, closed-off religious community. You can watch musicals on VHS. These are the rules of the household, all right? Did you have siblings?
Yes, an older sister.
All right, so 2 total?
Just 2.
All right. And was it a double parent, single parent? What was?
Double parent.
Double parent, all right. Okay, girls. I do not want a repeat of the Madam Butterfly incident. All right? Even though you're older, and I know she's seen it, and you're older, and that makes you want to see it, but you can't. You missed your shot. All right? If you'd gone to see it first, then I wouldn't have let her. All right? But when you're an adult, if you want to go out in the world and enjoy Madam Butterfly, you can. There are a selection of VHS tapes here. These are musicals. Classically American art form. I haven't watched them, so I'm trusting you if there's anything in here that's butterfly adjacent. All right? Because I'm going to be in the other room. I'm not going to watch these musicals. I'm going to that's the limit of my tolerance here. And I want you to know that I am trying to play fair with you. All right? Tell me I'm doing the right thing. I'm lost here, Father. Is this crazy, this system I'm setting up? I won't let him go see the Madam Butterfly play again. I won't. These tapes, I feel like if I don't let them see the tapes, Father, they're going to go out, they're going to see all the butterfly shows. All right, so please forgive me my moment of grace. You can watch these tapes. I have tapes of my own in the other room. These are funny tapes about a family that has its problems, as we all do. Some of the jokes, well, Lord help me, they do make me laugh. Ted Bundy. Sorry, I mean Al Bundy. Al Bundy has a beautiful wife and 2 children. Children are getting older. There's a young teen and an older teen. And they're all struggling with their human impulses. Perhaps Al most of all. So many temptations in his world. Oh, I don't want to tell you too much about the show. If you try to go in there while I'm watching it, I will turn the volume down immediately. You will not hear one of their jokes. Please, Lord, help me find this balance. Please, give me a sign. Nothing. That's the sign I was waiting for. The Lord's glorious silence has confirmed that I am doing nothing wrong. All right. Television is on. This is a musical about a little girl. She doesn't know where her parents are. She's going to meet a capitalist. Solves everything. I didn't hear any of it, Lord. God, please look away. While I enjoy whimsical adventures of a family that is full of sin, though they try their best. And Lord, please, if my daughter should approach the room, please make me swift of hand to reach for the volume, to turn it down, that they shall not hear the jokes intended only for the ears of husbands and wives who love each other. very much. Amen. Thank you for sharing your story. I think it's very interesting the things that we are allowed to watch when we're kids, and then the things that we watch when we're adults. And I'm always fascinated by that dynamic of what you were allowed to appreciate, what you were introduced to. Weirdly, you had a more curated array of culture than I would have expected from your first remarks. A lot of it leaked through, despite the prohibition on dangerous art. I want to talk to one of the actors in the back half of the room. The actors who identify as working actors. Who would like to speak with me? Anyone? I can't quite see if anyone's got a hand up. Yes, you got a hand up?
Yes.
All right, you're a working actor?
Yes.
When did you most recently work, or are you currently working?
The last thing I did that I didn't produce myself was back in 2020.
Back in 2020.
Yeah.
I have to ask, first 3 months or the rest of the year?
The rest of the year.
Okay, so this is a pandemic acting job.
Yes, it was a Zoom play.
A Zoom play. Is that one word? I genuinely don't know whether it's... So it's 2 words, a Zoom play.
Yes.
Did you audition for it?
I was invited to be on it.
Offer only. Did you know the people who were putting the play on?
This was someone I knew who knew someone else.
There's a common saying in the industry, and in many industries, it's who you know. So you knew someone, and then you wind up in this Zoom play. How many people are involved in this Zoom play? How many boxes are we looking at on the screen?
We are looking at like 5.
5, is that the maximum?
Yes.
All right, sometimes is it just 1 or 2?
Yes.
All right, so someone's calling the shots as far as the which boxes are on screen.
Yes.
Yeah, or are you controlling your own, like you bring your box up, you bring it down, you mute yourself, you unmute?
No, someone else.
Someone else, okay. I need to understand your process if we're able to have a real dialogue about this. What was the play about?
The play was about a family in Long Island who's had this rift between them over their son who had died.
Okay, so it's a family drama set in Long Island, 5 actors. Did you like the play?
Pretty good.
It's pretty good. All right, so you weren't ecstatic, you weren't over the moon. This wasn't your dream gig, but you were happy.
Yes.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
And so there's a certain threshold where if it's over the line, you can feel okay about it. Is this unpaid or paid?
Got like $100 for it.
$100, that's paid. In case you're wondering, Mr. Moneybags, if someone pays you $100 to do something, you have been paid. This has been as true a thing as there has ever been. He wavered. I don't know. There's this thing, it really bugs me. I'm not bothered by you. But there is a thing that bugs me when you will hear major movie stars say they did something for no money, and in some cases they've deferred their pay. In that case, it really is no money. But sometimes what they mean is that they worked for scale, which scale is an okay amount of money. I pretty much only work for scale. There have been very few opportunities where someone has said, hey, let's pay you more than scale. But there are big movie stars who will define scale as no money, and it drives me nuts. So when you say, yeah, I got paid, and then we find out it's triple digits, it reaches something in me that is not your fault. You're paying for the crimes of many, many millionaires right here and now. Now, here's the thing I'll stipulate in your favor. I'm assuming the $100 for the amount of time you put into it, that money starts to stretch pretty thin. So that's why you feel like it was nothing, because ultimately you worked on it, you memorized it, or were you reading off the thing?
Reading off the thing.
All right. All right. Was that a time issue? You just didn't have time to memorize it, or was it a money issue? Like, I'm not learning this for a time issue. What was the schedule like for this Zoom play? Because if there's one thing I recall about 2020, it's that time had no meaning. So it's hard for me to accept, even though I believe you. But it's hard for me to accept that this play had to happen right away. Because almost nothing in 2020 had to happen right away, at least in the world of Zoom plays. Why did it have to happen so fast?
I think it was.
What was the urgency? Was this play in some way helping to achieve the vaccine? Were lives at stake? Why did this play take such a monumental tempo to be achieved?
It was for a nonprofit company that was trying to, I think, keep things going, even though they couldn't have things happen in person.
Right. It was for a nonprofit company that was trying to keep things going, even though things weren't happening. I have understood you correctly. A nonprofit that needed to keep things going because things weren't happening. And so they said, this Zoom play must be put on in a matter of how many days?
It was like, we rehearsed a couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks.
Yes.
And then you performed it to, how'd you announce this play?
They announced it to like the people on their emailing list.
All right, so it goes out, there's a blast.
Yes.
An email blast goes out.
Yeah.
What was the title of the play? Okay, well, if you could title it, what title would you give the play? You remember what it was about. So we'll come up with a title together. And that way it can kind of be unknown what this play was. People won't be able to research it because it'll be operating under our title.
Sure.
So it takes place in Long Island.
Yes.
It has to do with grief and some other things that you said.
Yes.
And it's 5 actors playing 5 characters.
Yes.
Are they all in the same family?
Yes.
All right. And you thought it was just fine.
Pretty good.
And let's workshop a title. What do we think it was called? You don't have, whatever you come out with doesn't have to be what we stick with. Let's just take a moment. Let's take a breath. What's the play about? Again, just the simplest thing.
It's grieving our lost son.
Grieving our lost son. That's your first pitch for the title? Grieving our lost son. Hey, everybody. Just want to let everyone know that our nonprofit is keeping going, even though nothing is happening. So we've decided to stage a play entitled Grieving Our Lost Son. We think this will be just the thing. What month was this, do you think?
Like May.
May 2020. Happy May, everybody. We want you to know from everybody here that we're keeping things going because nothing is happening. And we're going to be staging a little Zoom play about a family in Long Island, one of whom is deceased. And the rest of them are not feeling too good about it. It's going to be 5 actors. And the first scene of the play is one of the people in the family sending out an email to all the people in the family who don't know that our son Joseph is no longer with us. And for the stupidest reason. You know that big flagpole? You know that big flagpole that he put up in the backyard? And I said, you're putting it up wrong, Joseph. You're putting up the flagpole wrong. I don't want to curse, but I told him, you're putting up the flagpole wrong, Joseph. You've never done this before in your life. Get someone to help you who knows how to put up a flagpole. Yeah, Joseph never listened to anybody. He never did. You know, he's a smart kid who did dumb things all the time. Joseph
Thought he could do anything, and there were really only a few things he could really do well. He was not bad. He was not bad at math. You know, I've never been good at math. Joseph could do math, but he couldn't do practical math, which is what was wrong with the flagpole. He didn't figure it out. Like he didn't. I don't know. Like he came to me, and I'm gonna have to. I gotta look at this. He came to me. He said, "Dad, Mom's been getting on my back about this flagpole. She says, I need to get someone to help me with it. Will you help me with it?" I said, "Joseph, I don't know how to fucking put up a flagpole." Find someone who knows. Don't just get help. Two people who don't know how to put up a flagpole. It's like 0 + 0, you know what I mean? And I should have, what he was coming to me for was asking me to help him find the person who knows. That's the thing I gotta live with. He was coming to me. Not to help him with the flagpole. He was coming to me. He was coming to me because he didn't know how to find the person who knew how to put the flagpole. And he thought maybe I would, and I don't. But maybe I should have. Like maybe I should have gone to someone and said, "Hey, do you know how to? You know?" Instead of just letting him go on his own. There are some lessons you learn in life that by the time you learn them, it's too late. I'm sorry.
Anyway, we're all, a mess over here. And that fucking flagpole is still lying in the backyard. I don't know why I don't remove it. Because it fell on him. Oh, this is hard to type. Because I feel like I should explain it more. But I'm already saying too much. And yet, I don't know who's going to even read this. I'm hoping, I've never done one of these as a blast. And I apologize if this is a misuse of the mailing list. But I don't know what to do with the flagpole that killed our son. So we're in the same place that he was at, and now I'm realizing, life is hard, and things go wrong, and you have to live with it until you can't, or you don't. Anyway, I hope everybody's having a nice lockdown. It's always about Joseph. I know how to put up a flagpole. Nobody asked me. Nobody asked Michael. Even now. I wrote a paper in school on flagpoles. And Joseph, he asked Ma, he asked Dad, he'd never think to come to me. And I didn't volunteer out of spite, because I was mad. Nobody listens to me. And I know how to get rid of that flagpole safely. But I don't want to. Maybe I'm punishing myself for being petty. Maybe I just feel like once we move the flagpole, then that's the last that we'll see of it. Even though basically the flagpole is like the fucking murderer. Or the murder weapon, or I don't know what, but it's definitely like if he'd been killed by some guy, and that guy was lying in the backyard, we would have got rid of him. By now, we wouldn't look out and think, oh, it reminds us of Joseph. Because that's the guy who killed him, so we don't tell him to leave. Because he's the last piece of Joseph that we have. We wouldn't do that if he'd been murdered by a man. But he was killed by a flagpole. Which means I mean, Independence Day is less than 2 months away now. That was why he was doing it. So maybe we'll put it up in his honor. Pizza delivery. And so they ate. A pepperoni pizza in the month of May. I've been the narrator of this 5-person Zoom for which I was paid $100. All right, thank you, everyone. That's the end of the first half. I'll be back in a moment.
Please welcome back to the stage, Connor Ratliff.
Break. I hope everybody got something to drink, thought about what we learned or didn't learn in the first half. I said we would skim the surface in the first half and that we'd use the second half to go deep. And I want to start by sharing something personal and private, something that maybe shouldn't be shared. But I had it. I was sort of thinking, what can I share that's meaningful and real, that has to do with my experience as a professional actor, and this is about as current as it gets. So I'm going to bring this image up on the stage. This is from my actual bank account, and this is this is just the other day. So this is July 30th, 2024. These are some residuals. We're going to go through these. I don't know what they're for. We start, the top one is really the best of them. Even though there's I think 88 is a registered hate symbol. I'm not trying to spread that message. I know there are alt-right groups who have tried to steal the number 88 as a code for Heil Hitler. That's not what this is. That's a real thing. It's a register. I mean, it's a great number, and they're trying to take it, and we need to take it back. Anyway, $8.88 for something that I did at some point. And then $8.48. And this one's PayPal transfer. I ordered something and then it didn't show up. And I got a refund, so it's $5 back in my bank account, $5.41. And then we get into the ones that people find very amusing, which is 65 cents, 39 cents, and then a pair of 23s, 23 cents and 23 cents. This is money that I have received, which is part of what makes me a professional actor. It's like not even 2 quarters. That's not even 2 quarters. But there it is, and it really does. I have to out of shame. You've seen it, and I don't think I'm ever going to do that again on a show. That's the first time I've ever done that. I don't think I'm ever going to do that again because it genuinely made me feel bad in a way I wasn't expecting. I want to talk to one more person, preferably one of the actors from the back, so you know how to project. So that's probably why I think about it now, because I've been thinking about this the whole time. I've been thinking, why the actors in the back? They're not shy. Actors aren't shy. I mean, some of them are shy, but most of them aren't. If you meet them, if you've met them, they're not shy. Somewhere at the back, let me look, I can't see. Is there anyone who's willing to talk to me at the back who is an actor? Do you have your hand up?
Yeah, you can, I'll talk to you.
Great, you're an actor?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you currently working?
No,
No. That's normal, right? That's the sad state of things.
that's what they said.
That's what they tell you.
That's what they tell us.
But you're surviving though.
Yes.
Would you say you're thriving?
No.
Okay. How long has your career spanned? How long have you been an actor? Did you study?
Yeah, in high school, and then I took a break, and then I came back to it.
In high school you did acting, just a normal high school plays, drama classes, etc. You went to an art school. Was this a magnet school?
I don't know.
Was it an
that-
arts academy?
You have to audition to get in, is that
Yeah,
what
that's
that
an
is?
art, yeah, something, yeah, it's something.
It's something. Oh, it was something.
Yeah, so you auditioned to get into this school for actors. Was everyone there an actor?
No.
Musicians, dancers?
Yes, ballet.
It's an arts
It was arts.
academy, would you say? Would you call it an academy?
Yeah,
All right, would they call it an academy?
they did not.
They did not. What did they call it?
Cab Calloway School of the Arts.
Cab Calloway. School for the Arts.
Correct.
Are you a fan of Cab Calloway? Was
I
that?
became a fan.
You became a fan of Cab Calloway. Some good stuff
Know
there,
a lot
right?
about Cab Calloway.
Yeah.
We had someone dress up as him. We had a show called Showstoppers.
Mhm.
And the students had to dress up as Cab Calloway and sing the New Future, which is not a school appropriate song.
Right. Do you remember any of the song?
As much as Cab Calloway would say.
Right. And so you did it there, and then you took a break from it. Why did you take a break from it?
I didn't like actors.
You didn't like actors. Can I share with you a secret? I also don't like actors. Like, there are actors who I like,
Same.
but when you're in, I mean, no offense, Zoom play, no offense to any of the other people who identify as actors. Because maybe we all think this, but we don't say it, and so nothing gets done about it. And not that I'm saying that anything needs to get done about it. Maybe something, I don't know what could get done about it. But when you're in a room full of actors, it's horrible. Like the conversation is intolerable. I was once at, I once booked a job in a show that called Netflix's The Characters, and I spent most of the day in this one room, and a bunch of actors were in the next room, and I could hear them. And the actors were all talking about Meryl Streep. And I remember one of the actors who was like not at all impressed by Meryl Streep. And this guy wouldn't shut up. He talked for like an hour about like, she's fine. I mean, she's fine, like I get it. Like she's good. I don't think she's great. I think she's good. For an hour he talked about this. And I knew if this guy ever gets to work with Meryl Streep, he's never gonna stop talking about how great she is. Oh, he's like, oh, I work with Meryl. Oh, so good. She's so great. She's so great. But he was just holding court. And it's like that constantly. There's always at least one actor like that in a room full of actors. I guess like, I don't know what you call like a group like that, let's call it, I think we should call them an audition.
Yeah.
That should be like, when you have a group of actors, it's an audition of actors. Because we're always on, we're always auditioning. Every moment is an opportunity to network. You never know. There was a casting director in the audience for the last time I did this class. And I spoke with her, not knowing she was a casting director until midway through the conversation. And the next day, the audition for the commercial that didn't happen, starring the major motion picture star, was cast by the casting office where this person works. So I walk into the office and there's an audition of actors gathered in the waiting room. And I've never had this experience before. I walk into the room, I didn't recognize her at first because I don't know if you know this, I can't see any of you. I'm just acting like I can. Like I know where you are, so I act like I can see your face. There's nothing. It is like, I haven't acted in a Marvel movie, but I assume it feels like this, just toward the screen where it's like, no! It'll blow up New York! I could do that in a Marvel movie, if there's anyone here. It's also a good line. It would fit in almost any Marvel movie. No! It'll blow up New York! So I walk into this room. She identifies herself and says, I was at your show the other night. And I said, oh, wow, amazing. And she was like, oh, the show's so good. And we're talking. And I realized, as we're having this normal human conversation, that all of the other actors who were waiting in the lobby were like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck did I come all the way into Manhattan for? Because this was an in-person audition, and they do not happen as frequently as they used to. Everyone, we're like, oh yeah, and I went to sit down, and I realized, like, I sat down among this group of actors, and I was no longer one of them. They were all like, something happened, you did something, and you made her see it, and now she likes you. And God, if they knew that I had booked it, they'd be so mad. Because they'd think, oh, the system's crooked, it's corrupt, and it is. But that's okay. When it benefits me. I realized I I realized halfway through the sentence that I didn't have a larger lesson. I just had a self-interested one. So, you got away from it because you didn't like actors.
I didn't even make it through the high school.
How far through the
I transferred to
stage tech?
because I still wanted to do theater, but I was like, God.
Get me out of here. Let me just turn the lights on and off. Or what?
Yeah, all the knobs.
Let me work with these knobs, which are far more interesting and relatable. They go up, they go down, whereas the actors just go up, 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 and they never stop.
Correct.
Actors are just like, if you can picture a mixing board, just all the levels. So you transferred to stage tech,
Yeah.
but then eventually,
Came back to acting.
how long was the break?
Well, I did, so then I staged tech for 2 years, then I got into modeling, and then I, as a model, got hired for a commercial, and I was like, oh, fuck, I love acting.
Yeah.
This is nice. They made me outrun a train. That was fun.
They made you outrun a
You
train?
know when there's like a car and like the person's there and the car goes past and the person's gone? I thought that was a pause thing. It's a running skill.
Hold on, I don't know what you're talking about. What am I watching? A commercial?
It's a commercial.
It's a commercial?
Justin Timberlake has just released jeans with Target.
This is real, you're not replacing. So Justin Timberlake has these jeans, they're for sale at Target. There's a train and a car.
Line up to decide if any of us were hot enough to be in the scene with him.
Okay, so this is a meta, it's a Target commercial where it's like behind the scenes of a commercial.
No, he's just in one scene randomly. We didn't get cast for that.
Okay, so you get cast and you're out running a train in a Target commercial.
So I'm with another guy. We're in a car. We have a fight.
Mhm.
I'm a wild woman. I get out of the car in the middle of the desert and I run.
This sounds like a dream.
And then I'm dancing and then a train comes and I'm gone.
Because you got run over by the train? Is that what you're saying? I would not buy these jeans. Just if advertising people are out there.
The jeans are magic.
The jeans are magic. You run in front of a train and you survive, but you're gone.
Well,
Are the
that
jeans
was
there?
Originally it. I was supposed to play chicken with the train and then Target said, we can't do that.
Target said, no, just have the woman vanish. Don't, Target is talking, Target, the executives at Target are talking to the execs, and they're saying, no. I'm looking at this. We cannot have the woman play chicken with the train. That's socially irresponsible. We're going to get so many letters. We're going to get so many phone calls and emails if we have this woman play chicken with a train, because kids are going to see this commercial, and then kids are going to stare down a train and think they can play chicken with it, and Target will not have blood on its hands like that. All right? Have the woman magically disappear. That's the workaround. Yes, have her magic. Target signs off on that. Target signs off. If you have the woman disappear when the train arrives, she tries to outrun it. We don't know. Was she killed? Maybe she never existed at all. These are I don't care if the viewer has questions, because those questions will lead them to Target for answers. What I don't want is a bunch of kids saying, oh, look, this is a fun new game that Target recommends where we play chicken with the train, and then suddenly Target is on the front page of the newspaper instead of a big ad on the backside. I realize print is dead, but this is what I think. With the magical woman, she's faster than the train, we think. That's it. And I want you to cast someone who looks like they want to act, but they're not sure if they want to do this. That's the energy I'm looking for. I want someone who's like, I want to? I hate everyone around me. What do? I'll outrun the train? Maybe, maybe not. That's the energy. That's what Target wants. So, you do this, it was a commercial?
That's commercial.
Where did it air? Did it air on TV?
Everywhere.
I never saw this. Is it online? Is it online?
Yeah, I think also. Oh, it is right now. You can see it on YouTube. Yeah.
Right now on YouTube. What do we do to find this? What do we do to find this?
If you put
Target?
Justin Timberlake jeans ad.
Target Justin Timberlake jeans ad. And what you described is what made it into the final edit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't play chicken with it. I disappear.
Yes, you disappear. I understand. The bolder early draft of this ad featured a daring woman facing down a locomotive.
I had a stunt coordinator who asked
stunt coordinator asks you in a long conversation.
He basically, I realized by the end, he was trying to make sure I would move.
The stunt coordinator was
When I
testing
like,
you.
Yeah, he was like, how's your life going? And by the end of the conversation, I was like, oh, I'm not going to kill myself on set today. If that's what this is. He's like, I'm going to.
Was it a real, it was a real train?
Yes. Well, because there was a couple stunts. It was like I mean, you were right. It's a fever dream. So
Okay.
There's a couple other stunts that happened.
Do we think we found it, or any of these things look like it?
No, it's 100% in the desert. I think I have to look up Justin Timberlake's Gene.
All right. Jeans, ads, desert. So it's not this. It's not this. It's not the 2020 Experience new Target commercial. It's not Target, lady. We know that.
It's called William Rast. William Rast Target. If you look up that.
William
R-A-S-T.
R-A-S-T.
Target.
Target.
That should pop it up.
And this is going to be, you've described the ad to us.
No, not that.
Not that.
It might be Target.
All right, let's bring down all the lights so this is full resolution, highest quality, full volume. Once we get past the ad, we have to watch in order to watch the ad. This is it?
This is it. There's two cuts of it, so
Okay.
I think this is the one that I.
It's not until you're lost that you can be found. Choose your path.
I saw a little bit of a train there. Do you think there's a longer cut?
It might be the other one. There's a second
There's
one.
a second one. Because we saw a little bit of the train. I didn't see you, I don't think, but in my
That's
defense,
me. When the train is going, that's me.
yeah, that's you. But in fairness, I don't know what you look like. Is that second one a different cut? Do we think?
Different.
Let's see it just for fun. I do find it interesting that they would not tolerate you playing chicken with the train, but two grown women getting out of their car at the sight of a tornado to dance in the desert.
Bad girls. We were cast as bad.
Bad girls. Well, it's certainly, I don't know what you're supposed to, I genuinely don't know what you're supposed to do if you're in the desert and there's a tornado and there's no, because all my go-to things of what you do in a tornado are not available. It's not like just get in the car and go to the furthest place from the windows would help, because the tornado would just pick the car up. So you did this commercial and then you fully had the acting bug again.
Yeah. Then I was like, oh, I do love this. Why would I not do it? Just because I hate it.
Right. Has anything in your acting experience since then changed the way you feel about actors?
I found a lot of actors I love.
Isn't that wonderful? You found a lot of actors you love.
Yeah.
You just hadn't met the right ones yet.
I think acting in high school, and it was a middle school and high school, I think that attracts a certain kind of psycho.
Right. There's an ambitious, like an early ambitiousness to the kind of actor that is drawn to an arts academy, an arts school.
Yeah.
And they already have their eyes on the prize, sort of. What's a recent acting thing? What's the most recent work that you did?
I did a theater thing
Mhm.
in upstate New York.
Upstate New York, what was it?
It was called The Minotaur, and it was a retelling of The Minotaur.
Retelling of the Minotaur. In what way? What did they tell different?
The Minotaur was a lady, and it was sort of the Minotaur and Icarus in hell having a lounge singer duet sort of
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah.
I played the bitchy sister.
The bitchy sister of the Minotaur?
Yeah.
And sorry, you said it was Icarus?
Icarus.
and the Minotaur, and they're in hell.
Yeah.
Was it intense?
A little, yeah.
What was
but
the-
it was more funny. It was funny and stingy.
Right. What was the most challenging thing about it, acting-wise, for you?
Gosh, I was the director and the actor. I think that was tough.
You directed the production,
Yeah. And then I filled in. Yeah.
and then you filled in and played the bitchy sister. And what was there an acting moment that you were particularly proud of?
It's blue, but yeah.
It's blue?
Yeah.
Okay.
I made a busty joke where I grabbed my own tits.
Uh-huh.
And that went over very well.
The audience liked that. Hey, Icarus, where's my brother? Well, when do you expect him back? I have a question for you. What do you think of these tits? I guess I gave myself away, huh? I wasn't making eye contact, that's for sure. Yeah, no, but you know, I don't want to cross any lines, you know. Minotaur is a friend, and I know he wouldn't like that if you and I became a thing, you know. I don't want to. Don't be nervous. I'm not gonna make something happen. But when my brother's not here, we can do whatever we want. This is hell. It's okay to look at someone's tits in hell. You can't do anything wrong here. That's part of what's bad about it here is obvious. Like, there's so many things that are bad about it. It's hot. So hot all the time. And I like hot weather. But it's too hot. Like, it burns. I didn't think it would burn all the time. It would have behaved better if I knew it would burn. And I know people said it would, but I just didn't believe them. Yeah. It burns my tits. Like, my tits are always feeling like they're burning, and that sounds like it's sexy, but it's not. It's like when you burn your hand on a hot stove, but instead it's on your tits, and it's all day and it never ends. And I don't think I was that bad. I don't think I was that bad. I think a lot of people down here weren't so bad that they need to be burned all the time. I don't know, you were pretty bad. You are bad. Stop tickling me. Stop tickling me. Yeah, I did bad stuff too. And I don't like that it burns either, you know? And yeah, I wanna do stuff. I mean, if I thought your brother would be okay with it, I would do stuff with you. But he made me promise. He said, don't let anybody do anything to my sister. And I know that if he caught me doing stuff to you, that he would consider that more than just a semantic misunderstanding. He would consider that a betrayal. I guess that's part of what makes it hell for me. Because we're gonna be here forever, and I can never do stuff with you. That's sweet. I mean, I could do stuff to my tits, and you could watch. Like what stuff? I don't know. What kind of stuff would you think? Like, what kind of stuff would you think? Like, name some stuff. For real? Bounce them up and down. Like this. Whoa! How are you doing that? I don't know. I've always known how to do it. I just bounce them up and down. They just bounce up and down on their own. It's like, I know most girls can't do this. Most girls can't bounce their tits up and down, but I've always been able to do it ever since I got them. You know, I can bounce my dick up and down. You know that? Yeah, I seen you do it. You seen me do it? Yeah, I seen you do it. And you thought I wasn't looking. You thought no one was looking, and I watched him. I thought, what is he doing? And you were bouncing your dick up and down. I think it's pretty common. I think most guys can do it. But when I first started doing it, I thought I was like the only one who could. And then I showed my dad. He was like mad. Because they had people over. And I didn't know. I was a teenager, and I just came right into the living room, and I was like, look, Dad, I can make my dick bounce up and down. And I realized, like, oh, God, everyone from work is here. And my dad said he was so ashamed of me, and for about 5 years, I couldn't do it. For about 5 years, I couldn't bounce my dick up and down, because every time I would do it, I would think of my dad saying how ashamed he was and how I'd embarrassed him in front of all his friends. And then at one point I talked to one of his work friends, and he was like laughing about it, and he was like, yeah, everybody can bounce their dick up and down. And actually, like, I was like, Jesus, Richard, you're more of a dad to me than my dad's ever been. It's just like being able to talk openly about sexuality in your body when you're a kid is important, because, you're confused. You don't know what's normal and what's not, and what's special and what's ordinary. Oh, God. I want to do stuff so bad, but I can't, I never can, even though I love you. What? Why did you say that? Why did you say? I wish you hadn't said that. Because now this isn't fun. Now this is really hell. I never had a guy say that to me before. Stop it. I never had a guy say that to me before, and now the first time any guy says it to me and I'm in hell, and when that guy won't do anything with me ever, and we're here and it's burning for eternity, and now I have a sad feeling. Most people aren't sad when they're burning. Most people, when they're burning, just feel pain and burning. They're too busy to feel sad at the same time. But here, because it's possible to be burning and sad at the same time, and it lasts forever. What are you guys talking about? And why are your tits out? Get out of here! It's your fault I'm sad! My fault? What did I do? I just walked in the room and your tits are out and you're crying. And I asked, what's going on? And I'm the bad guy? It's because you won't let us do stuff because you don't want anyone to touch your sister, Minotaur. Oh. Well, okay. I didn't realize. I'm sorry, I don't want you to be sad. You can do stuff. I just don't want to. Just let me leave first. Like, I don't want to. Like, let me. I feel weird. Because I feel like if I leave now, you'll start doing stuff right away, and I don't want that. So let's set a timer. Like, I want it to be long. Like, no, I don't want it to be like 5 minutes, because then I'll think
5 minutes from now they're starting to do something. It needs to be long enough a time span that I will forget about it. And let me tell you something, that's a long span of time before I stop thinking about my kid's sister, who's bitchy, doing stuff with my best friend Icarus. All right, well, we're not going to do anything now. Just maybe at some point, we'll just have a signal or something. No, I don't want a signal. Because I'll know. I don't want some shit where you put a thing on the door and that's how I know what's happening. That makes me feel bad. I don't know why I'm so invested in this. I just have a weird thing about it. I just have a weird thing about my bitchy sister who can bounce her tits up and down and my best friend doing stuff. So just be sneaky, okay? I can do that. I can be sneaky. I can do that. I can be sneaky. I've been sneaky. I've done stuff. I don't want to hear about it. Look, I think this is a positive development. All right? I don't like this, but there's enough sadness in this place. I'm not supposed to have any good feelings down here. So, okay. I won't talk about it again. Lock the door when you're in a room, but try to make it seem like something else happening. Really trick me. Okay? Really trick me. Really make it. I want you to put at least as much effort into the subterfuge as you do to the sexual exploration. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go. Yeah. 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 I'm gonna go. I'm gone. He's really gone. I mean, we don't have to do anything but this for a while. Is that similar to what you're playing? I've been thinking a lot about why actors act, and I don't think there's any one reason. I've been thinking a lot about when actors act. And of course, there are many different reasons for that we don't control. And I've been thinking a little bit about how actors act. And I haven't arrived at any solid conclusions for that. And tonight, it's a partial answer, but for one actor, I can tell you that this is where I acted. And this is where you watched it. So I hope we've at least achieved one answer to the many ongoing questions that will continue to be asked and explored at these workshops. If you are not an actor and you're thinking, oh, should I become one? Don't. Please don't. I think I speak for everyone in the back half of the room when I say that it won't help us if you all join in and try to do this. So even if you enjoyed that,
please continue to support actors and support acting. But please, you don't return to acting. And even you, if you want to take another break, that's cool. And everyone and you don't ever act. Just go see things. If I can achieve nothing else tonight but to keep our numbers down, because the industry is shifting and there are fewer and fewer opportunities, even though there are many different venues. But sometimes we're only getting $100 to do this, right? $100 for a Zoom play in this economy doesn't go very far. So please, don't get the acting bug. Avoid it like you do the coronavirus. Like, mask for it. Like, if there's medicine you can take to keep from catching the acting bug, please, socially distance, do all the things you need to do. Do not become an actor. This was not how I intended to end the show. But I do feel strongly that if I can prevent half of a theater, if even one of you was almost about to maybe try it, and tonight maybe I just discouraged you and I was like, no, buy a ticket and watch. Buy a ticket and watch. That's what and even for the people in the back, like, there's always time to quit. More for me. There's no shame in giving up. I've done it. She's done it. We've all done it. There's so many opportunities in this world, and there's 10 times as many actors. Thank you for coming to the acting class. I'm Tom.